Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you on this Saturday? Yes. Saturday afternoon. Yep, afternoon. Well, the reason why we're on Saturday afternoon is because A, the Braxtons are back, and we're here to talk about it.
Yes.
And B, baby Crone will be back at school during her final year, and Mondays and Wednesdays will be off days for her. So we'll have to get together on Saturday and to do the Braxton.
Yes.
So anyway, that's not too bad, right?
No.
Right. So getting to the Braxton, we hope you had first of all, we hope you had a wonderful, wonderful week. And we hope you have a great weekend. With that being said, let's get into it, baby Crone.
Yes.
What did you think of it?
Oh, baby Crone has been anticipating this for the last week. Every day I was just like, Friday the Braxtons come on
Down.
Yes, I really was.
Because you never seen them.
No, I haven't, but
you grew up over the years. Over the last 3 years, you grew up, and now,
thanks to Corona, most definitely.
Yeah.
But we have been watching Trina's cooking show.
Yeah.
And I've been enjoying Trina's energy, so that just made me even more excited to see what the Braxtons have to offer. We talk about Tamar over here and her man problems, so I also want to see how she interacts with her family as well. But what I really, and you talked about this too, what I really enjoyed is that they had been off the air for 3 years, and while they have been off the air for the last 3 years, their sister had passed away, Tracy, due to cancer. And because of that, they are now coming back and really giving the fans time to mourn with the Braxtons on the fact that there is a missing link in this. Would you like to say anything?
Oh, yes. I felt the show was refreshing. I felt like I was feeling real. Like I felt like it was giving us, this is the real. Like we've been at this for years.
Mm-hmm.
We know what you want. We hear you, and here it is. Especially when they showed Tracy in her declining.
Yes.
Oh my God, I felt like you all allowed us into your grieving. Like you allowed us, the public, a time to be sad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I felt like you allowed us that. This is the best way I can explain it.
Okay.
For me, it was like you allowed me personally the moment to mourn her death with you. And that you all are trying to act sturdy and strong, but yet there's an undercurrent.
Okay.
And I don't know what that is. And it's like fascinating that you're just doing it live.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it. And I know that it's recent because we look at Trina Talking Show, and the same thing that they put on a few weeks ago or whatever was the same episode we saw. Not them cooking, but what happened before.
Right.
And about the wig.
Mm-hmm.
So when she wore it, that's what I love about them. They give us something on time.
Yeah, they do.
Not something, they've ever tell us and talk us through what's going on. The Kardashians surely can take some hits for that.
Please.
But they don't want to because they don't want to share the negative. These people are sharing their grief.
Yes.
I loved it. I was moved, touched.
I was.
I laughed. I cried, literally.
Great family unit.
They're ups, they're down, they're lumps, they're bumps. I'm like, this for me, watching yesterday, with great anticipation, it did not fall short.
Yes.
I am hooked. I am hooked. And let me say this.
Okay.
I don't know how this is going to play, but I love the way Tamar is handling and the way Tamar is acting. She's acting so mature. That's how it looks right now.
Okay.
That's how it looked for me right now. I mean, I love the way that she's not overwhelming. I just love that.
Knowing her personality,
Now,
she is tame right at this moment.
At this moment. So I love that she's not trying to take no shine.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And maybe it could deal with the fact that this episode, that even though it was a great time that they came back together, they really did drop some heavy bombshells on us. For example, Tony had a get-together where the family members came to have a lunch together, where she wanted to announce a meeting. And Trina said that just by the demeanor and the way the tone of her voice sounded, it really sounded like something was weighing heavy on Tony. And what she happened to share with her family is that she would have to get bypass. So if you're not sure, Trina.
What she said was she had a stent put in.
Mm-hmm.
And they told her eventually she will have to have bypass surgery.
Yeah.
The thing about her, I didn't want to start with her, but I will. The thing about Tony, I believe, I've never, and Tony been on the show, and I've never seen Tony break down. I never seen that. That was real. Because I truly believe that Tony is dealing with survivor's remorse. And I think she's haunted. And I could be wrong. I'm going to run cards on it. I could be wrong, but I think sometimes when you haven't been so kind or so thoughtful, not saying you don't love a person, and now this person is gone before you and you just can't even figure it in your mind. Mm-hmm. And now you have that remorse. It's nothing I could do. I can't make, see, I feel sad. I feel, yep, that's it. To me, that's guilt. Underlying guilt. Maybe so deep inside of you, you don't even know why. It's a sadness and a guilt on top of it. Why me? See, when you hear somebody says, it should have been me, I'm the sick one. Guilt. I loved when Tamar and they began to hear how they snapped into spiritual mode.
Yeah, they did.
And they reached for her. They didn't go, they were going to natural, but Tamar changed the atmosphere before they could get started and took them down a spiritual avenue. I love the way they were speaking words of affirmation, of encouragement. See, because this is a spiritual thing. This is something to deal with guilt. Guilt. See, when you know you've done all you can, when you know you showed up, you may have other problems, but you don't never feel no guilt. You actually feel a sense, especially if they were suffering and you watched them, you actually have a sense of peace about it. No guilt. Guilt comes when things are undone and they don't make sense. And you're thinking because you're the oldest and a lot fall on you, but because you're sick, and when you had that stent put in, that was a reality check for you to check you, because I've never seen her fall like this in front of the camera. That was her spirit. And as a spiritual reader, that's guilt. Not a guilt like that. I can't explain it. There are some guilts like there are levels of truth where there's levels of guilt. This is a guilt probably so inside her she don't even know what it is. That's why she crying out. But she feels sad and feel, why not me? I'm the sick one. That's my baby sister. She's the oldest. So you gotta, and she loves her, but she can't fix it now. That's what she said for the first time, I can't fix this. She's gone. I can't throw some money. I can't give you a word. I can't say I'll find you a spot. I can't say I'll talk to this manager. I can't do nothing for you now. You're gone. And she left with that. Now, many people may disagree, but that's okay. That's how it revealed to me.
Yeah, I can see
when I first seen it, when I first seen it, my spirit said, read on her.
Yeah, it did.
I said, what am I going to call it? Survivor remorse. You know how sometimes there's a lot of people and everybody died, but you are left alive? And you may not even been the nicest one. People are left with that. But I love that she cried out to her family. And for the first time, Miss Evelyn didn't do anything.
Okay.
That was shocking to me. Shocking in a sense that she didn't even think to pray. She didn't. I don't know. Maybe she's just getting old.
Okay.
I don't know yet. You know? Or maybe it's too early. Or maybe that's just Miss Famous Evelyn. That's Miss Famous Evelyn. I don't know. But it's like I don't think that she's authentic.
Now that I can definitely believe.
It's like she's trying to be what they expect her to be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's not what she wants. Like it seems like it's a part of no fault to her. She's iconic in the things she said. But you know how sometimes people lock you in it and they expect you to say it and expect you to do it? And maybe that ain't even what you thinking or feeling, or maybe they taking what you, that's how I saw that in my spirit. And I'm saying, and maybe that's just not her now. Maybe she's old. Maybe that's like I'm getting too old. Like that's not who I am now. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, because the one thing I don't want to do is offend Miss Evelyn. Okay. But I will tell the truth from my spiritual point of view. But like I said, it's too early, but what I see is beyond flesh and blood. I see a woman that's getting older, she's slower. You understand what I mean? Okay. You know, not as feisty. Yeah. She done mellowed out over the years. And sometimes you're just getting older. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes, you know, you see things totally different. Or maybe she already knew.
You what?
About Tony.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe she already knew, and you know, it's a lot of things, but nevertheless, I just felt like that's what I saw with Tony. Survivor remorse. And that don't come for nothing.
No, not at all.
That's a spirit that latched hold to something deep inside of you. And it's hard to shake. I hope somehow she can get this video, but I'm still going to do a reading.
Oh yes, most definitely, of course. Okay, well, speaking of Tracy and the family that she has left behind, apparently her son, Kevin Jr., is allegedly going through a divorce. We're not really sure what's going on with him and his wife, but apparently his wife doesn't want him.
His wife doesn't want him, but he wants his wife. And I see their house on the market here in Maryland. It's on the market with Tracy's picture up there on the sign. You still haven't seen it? You've seen it. You probably don't even know. It's so normal. They show it all the time. And I'm like, why doesn't he keep his house?
I have no idea.
So we know nothing, at least I don't know anything, but I do know the house is on the market, and from being on the market that nobody's living there from what I gather.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm shocked. I don't know what's going on. And now that he's on the Braxton this season, to hear him talk and everything, he's just going through, and to understand that he's not in good with his dad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can see why Tawanda and Trina, and I'm sure the other sisters too, are concerned or at least worried for their nephew.
Yeah. And then we found out that that Tawanda was his godmother.
Mm-hmm.
We found that out today on Tamar's show. What was it? Dish Nation?
Yes, Dish Nation, yes.
Mm-hmm. So I just feel like keep an eye out on him.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye out on him. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Especially since apparently the Braxtons are known for not really being good communicators or expressing how they really feel about things, which was dragging out this therapy session that they put at the very end of the episode. Actually, that's pretty much where we're leading up to next, which was the grieving counseling session that I think the mom was insisting that they needed. And so it was held at Trina's house and in memory of...
No, it wasn't held at Trina's. It was held at, don't say her name, Tony's house.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where they went to cook dinner, at Tony's house.
Yes, they did cook dinner.
But Trina and the mother was in the kitchen cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Where you see Trina in the kitchen cooking.
Yes.
But this time she was at I think this was the show when Tamar asked her for a cup of tea and she said she don't have plastic here.
Yes,
and she went and got her best china.
Yes.
And she says, I love stuff like that. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that takes me back to when she was on the Oprah Winfrey show many years ago, and she had this really expensive China, and Oprah made her feel bad about. I don't know if it was Gucci, it was some kind of China she had,
Mm-hmm.
and Oprah made her feel bad about that.
Yes, I remember that incident.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But in memory of their sister, their 2-year anniversary of Trina's death.
Mm-hmm.
Trina? No, Tracy's death. Sorry, new to these sisters.
That's okay. She knew to them, so.
Actually, you know what? That's another family with a bunch of T's. Yeah.
They all are T's.
Yes, Tracy, Tony, Tawanda. Tracy, Tony, Tamar, except Miss E. Miss E is
Tony, and their brother. I forgot his name.
Yeah. But so they cooked what Tracy likes the most, some of her favorite dishes in memory of her. However, I'm really feeling for this counselor that came in. I think her name is Spirit. Very interesting name.
It's so funny because there was a scene that Tony said to Kmart, Kmart said something, and Tony keeps saying, why do you keep referring that lady named Spirit? And she said her name was Spirit. She said, you just kept saying that. And she said, no, that's her name for real. And Tony was like, oh.
I feel funny. You, Tony.
Because we was like, her name Spirit?
Right,
okay, Spirit.
For real.
Okay. That just goes to show there's just some names you shouldn't touch.
Yeah, but hey, look what kind of, she's into counseling, so she's very deep in that sense, if you want to think about it.
I wonder, do they keep her or do they go with someone else?
I'm not sure. I think they are going to keep her, at least for this session. But basically, it was a family get together to really talk about what's going on with their feelings. And the counselor had first wanted Trina to open up. And Trina, speaking of which, Trina was wearing an outfit Tracy had gifted her. So that was another memento to give honor to their sister. Mm-hmm. But Trina did not want to open up, and she said, "Can I not go first?"
No.
So then the counselor put it on. Did anybody else?
No,
want to speak?
it was Tawanda, I think,
Okay,
because she was next in line,
got you.
right?
I'm not sure, but nobody really spoke or said
Right.
anything about how they feel.
I think Tawanda went next because that's how they got into the conversation about that's her godson.
Okay.
Because Trina didn't want to go, and I think Tawanda went next, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 80%. But,
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing at this grief counseling session, the dad, I'm not sure specifically whose dad this is that attended, but also Kevin Jr. were there on the video chat.
That was their dad.
Oh, okay.
That was their father.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Their father and Kevin Jr. was on video chat
Yeah.
to chime in for this grief counseling session.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, that's pretty much where it ended off because nobody really got to speaking about how they're grieving.
Very good.
So, but it was good.
Very good. On a scale 1 to 10, with 10 being this highest, I give it an 11. It was very, very good. It was riveting. It was the Braxtons. They did not disappoint.
No, not at all.
And they kept it like current, like they took me in the past and in the present. I love that because that allowed me, that I didn't even know she had, that Tracy had deteriorated like that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, and for them to show glimpses of that, I was blown away.
Yes.
So I didn't even know because I still saw Tracy like normal.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Tracy in her coffin normal. I had no idea that cancer, she was battling with cancer to that degree.
Mm-hmm.
So that was rattling and yet grateful that I saw the real.
Yeah, they were really vulnerable.
That was real, and it made me see that this woman, what she went through, it was the love of her family.
Yes.
And that she suffered, and it was the love of her family that kept her alive and kept her going. Mm-hmm. And to see the ones that I saw show up, it was just marvelous to have love like that.
Yes.
And to watch it and to be there. And they tell me that Trina was there to the bitter end. She watched it. I can't only imagine.
Yeah.
My sister was there when my other sister passed away. And she said that, she told my sister that she was looking out of the window, and she said she was telling her a poem. And she says, and as she was telling her, my sister, the poem, she seen her just take her last breath.
Oh, wow.
So, so I know that I would love to hear Trina's experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that. And to even see where it goes, and to even be honest enough to bring Tracy's son on the show.
Yes.
And to even let us know that he is not even in good cahoots with his dad at the moment.
Yes.
That's wonderful, because that's a family that's broken.
Oh, yes, I did forget to mention. That
just goes to show you that Tracy was the glue that kept that family together.
That is honestly true. The two things I did forget to mention is that Tony is no longer in a relationship.
Right. And she owned it.
Yes, she did.
I'm alone, and I
didn't want to talk about why or how it ended, but she was just like, I'm not in a relationship.
She made it clear.
She did.
I'm not in a relationship. I'm not engaged. I am not. In other words, Birdman and I are over.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have to say it,
right,
but she said it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's never that open. I just see a side of Tony that I haven't seen before. Her being really vulnerable. She's really quiet and a little prudish to me. But to see her vulnerable, this is blowing me away.
Okay.
This is blowing me away. Even when she was doing the thing and she felt herself breaking down, and she says, wait a minute, no, can't mess up my makeup.
Yeah,
I so understand that. And that was just a real moment.
Yeah.
That's real moments.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
So.
And then the last is the little memory memento they have of hummingbirds to remember
that Tracy had on her back.
Yes.
And the reason why that Tawanda went bald because she had alopecia. And you know what?
Yes.
Here's another real moment. You know, they showed the spots in her head when her sister was. See, that brought tears to my eyes. I wouldn't have believed it. You know, not that I wouldn't believe it. I just thought that she wore her hair bald because in solidarity to her sister.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw the video, I said Tracy had hair, so I didn't. But because I understand, my sister was saying, "Be free. You don't have to keep wearing spots." It must be awful to have to live like that and seeing the spots all on her head. It must be awful. That stuff was real, and that was a vulnerable moment.
Yes.
And she's wearing it too. Wear that ball, wear it. Because anytime she wants, she could put a wig on. That's what's
true.
hot about it. Yes. Wear it, girl. Wear it.
Mm-hmm. Bold and proud. Love that.
And wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing it. And don't have to. Because switch up anytime she wants.
She could.
Right. And she's wearing it and look fabulous.
Yes, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, now that is everything that has happened on the Braxtons
Very good
this
episode.
season that we're about to see.
Please, if you have any comments, please leave your comments below. It was so good. It was riveting. It was moving.
Worth the wait.
It brought me to tears. It was like, it was so to the point. I said, when they was coming back, I said, without looking at the clock, I said, they're not going to let us have this interview, are they?
And
And Baby Crone said, no. That's how let down they let me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that commercial, I wanted it so bad. Like,
yes, we did.
I wanted it so bad because it was the right time
It was
for it. But
just so
I
good.
knew that just with that commercial break right there, I said, they're not going to let us look at this, are they?
Mm-mm.
And Baby Crone said, no. And when they came back, they just didn't even.
Yeah.
Right. I knew.
10 minutes was pretty much them just trying to work up the courage to have grieving session, period.
It's wonderful, but they didn't disappoint. Now that's what I call reality TV.
Yes.
That's if you
reality.
Can bring me that. That was real. That caused me to laugh, cry.
Yes.
I love Tamar, and she was so sensitive. I loved it when she was like, when you don't know anything else, call on God. I loved it because it was their faith and how they went to the depths to grab their sister. Yes. And that let me know they couldn't have much of a powerful family.
Yes.
Tracy had a powerful family there praying for her. And one of her sisters was there at the very end.
Yes.
How beautiful.
Yes, it is.
So to hear Trina's story and all this, it's a biggie because later on in the scene they talk about, she says, that's why I drink. So we know it's a lot of foolery going on.
Oh, yes.
So
they're going to bring it episode 2.
So this is Baby Crone introduction to the Braxtons.
Yes.
Well, when we watched it, it was a mess. It was a lot going on, but they always brought it. They always. And I hope, already they can't go wrong for me.
They really
because I'm intrigued in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So they are pros at this. I just wish that somehow they compared them with the Kardashians.
Yes, I could
see it. I could see it, but I loved it when they flipped it and says, no, they have to mirror us, not we mirror them. Why? Because we were famous first. We have a sister that worked hard. We are singing. We are talented. We didn't just get here because we knew Ray J. We didn't, you know what I mean? Yep. We got here through hard work. So that's why we should be. And when they measured them off and put one for, I don't know if this was on a TV show.
Yes, it was on Dish Nation.
Dish Nation, how they put one for Kim was Tony.
Was it Tony? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Tamar was Kylie.
Yes.
And
Tawanda, Courtney.
Yeah. They did it. We may be leaving them, but the point is I'm getting those 2 shows, but it's because they showed it right after the and I thought it was good. And still, even there, even when they were on Dish Nation, they showed up again,
Yes,
and
they
you
did.
felt the love. It's just something about that family
Yeah, for
that
real.
just can be intoxicating.
Magic.
They bring it. It's magical, and it makes you feel like they're real.
Yes.
Like they just coming with this the real, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
the real
you feel embarrassed, like you'll feel humiliated, or you'll feel bad for Tawanda or something like that, or to see, so you feel bad, but all at the same time you look how triumphed they are and they overcome. That's the show to watch. I done raved on and on and on about it. You know what? They just awesome. They always have been. I didn't know they were going to come back like this. They came back with a song to sing.
Yes, they
came back with a new melody. They came back with a new melody, and I can't wait to hear what it is. Yes. And with that being said, please, if you watched us and you watched us this long, please thumb us up. We really appreciate it. Right?
Yes.
Also, okay, and I said thumbs up. Okay, and subscribe.
Yes,
if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Yes. You know, we went on and on about how wonderful we love this show because it was moving, it was riveting.
Yes.
It brought it. It is the best thing I've seen on TV.
Yeah, I can agree.
On reality TV, other than when I saw Entrepreneur. Who was that?
Oh,
the
ultimatum South Africa.
That
was also
that was riveting and brought me in. I'm not easily brought in, but when you can bring me in, and I'm thirsting for you, you did that, and I'm saying they did it, and I'm excited about next week. The negative is, let me go before I end it, is that it's on a Friday.
Yeah, at 9:30 at that.
I wish that it could come on like a Thursday or something.
Okay.
Or a Sunday. Yeah, Thursday would be good time.
Yeah, you're right. Get like a family night, not like we're about to go party on a Friday night.
Right, I don't think it's a good slot, but you fit in where you get in. That's okay, because that's going to be, it looks like the way it's going to be Wee's #1 show. That's what it looks like.
It does
to me. So now what I'm saying, if you got this far, please thumb us up or subscribe.
Yes.
So, baby, go help me. I'm stuck.
Okay, and with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And what do we say to that? Sunflowers.